Hello. How's everyone's day going? Mine's been pretty good. Today we're going to be talking about Dinomorphia Exosister deck I've actually played quite a lot. I really like this list. 40 card main, 15 minutes extra, obviously. Let's just quick get into the list. Playing 3 copies of Exosister Martha as your best starter. So you can just activate herself in hand if you control no monsters or all monsters you control Exosisters. Summon herself and a Exosister Ellis from deck. And then if a card moves out of the graveyard, you can Xyz summon using her as a material, a Exosister Xyz monster. The effect is actually shared by all the main deck Exosister monsters. Exosister Alice is next. She can summon herself you control in the Exosister, and then if the Exosister monster you control is Exosister Stella, you gain life points. You gain 800 life back. And yeah, you can use it as an Xyz. Exosister Stella, we're playing one copy. And she summons a Exosister monster from your hand. And I'm playing one copy of Sophia. Sophia lets you draw a card if you control another Exosister. And if you control Exosister Irene, you gain life points, but I'm not playing that card. That's it for our Exosister monsters, at least in the main deck. We're playing 3 copies of Exosister packs. This lets you pay 800 life points and add a Exosister card from deck to hand. Then, if you add a monster by the effect, you can special summon it if you have a monster listed on it. So if I control Stella and I activate this card to add Ellis, then because Ellis is listed on Stella, you can summon Ellis. So there's just 3 extra starters. 1 Returnia. Returnia says that if all monsters you control are sisters, you can pay 1,000 life or 800 life points. Target a card on your opponent controls or in the graveyard, banish it. Then you can either immediately Xyz summon, or if you have Xyz summoned this turn, you can banish another card on field non-targeted. And the cards in their deck sisters can click effect to do that. So, and then finally we have Vadis. Vadis just pay 800 and basically summon 2 Exosister in deck that are listed on each other. And let's move on to the Dinomorphias. We're playing 3 Aetheresia. It's the best normal summon in the deck, because you actually don't normal summon using the Exosister card. It just sets any Dinomorphia trap card on normal or special. And then when it's destroyed, you can banish the trap from graveyard and summon a Dinomorphia level 4 or lower. And we're playing 1 copy of Diplos. Playing Diplos is a brick, but you need it as a fusion material. And you can send a Dinomorphia card on normal summon or special summon to the graveyard. And when it's popped, it can summon back a Dinomorphia by banishing a trap card. Now let's move on to the Dinomorphia trap cards. Playing the best Dinomorphia card, Frenzy. Frenzy lets you perform a fusion summon of a Dinomorphia by paying half your life points and banishing material, or sorry, sending materials from your deck or extra. 1 from deck, 1 from extra. And 3 Domain. Domain also requires you to pay half your life points and fuses using your deck. That's why you're playing the 1 deck list. Playing 1 Alert. Alert lets you basically special summon from your graveyard Dinomorphia monsters whose total level equals 8 or less. So you can either summon 2 level 4s, a level 8, or even level 6 because that's 8 or less. And then all of these cards share an effect where if you can banish them during the main phase while your life points are 2,000 or less. And you can't take effect damage for the rest of this turn. And that's obviously quick effect of the trap cards. Let's get to the counter traps. We're playing 2 copies of Dinomorphia Sonic. Sonic, when opponent activates a spell trap card effect, you can pay off your life points, destroy a Dinomorphia monster you control, and then as an effect to banish itself during damage calculation, and you take no damage. And we're playing 3 copies of Impact. Impact also has the banish condition from graveyard, but it's a monster negate while you control a Dinomorphia card. The reason its card is important because if they attempt to go Ash Blossom on the fusion traps, you can chain Intact as well. During the turn Intact is activated, when you would take battle damage, instead your life points are halved. So if I had 4k life points, my opponent attacks me directly for 3, instead I take 2k. And then the next attack would deal me 1 and 500, but never actually make me reach 0. Now let's get into the non-engine. We're playing One Dimension Shifter. I shouldn't need to explain what this card does. Two Wannabe. If you don't know what Wannabe does, during the end phase, you can send the card from your hand to the graveyard, and then you excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of cards your opponent does not control the spell card. So if they have 3 cards in the spell trap card zone, then you get to excavate top 2, and then you set a trap. So it's pretty good. Playing 3 Judgment. Just stops anything and it pays after life points. 3 Trap Tricks because we really need to see a fusion trap. And 2 Ferret Flames. So you probably don't know what Ferret Flame does, but Ferret Flame says that you can basically force your opponent to shuffle their own cards equal to the, like, they have to shuffle monsters they control, so that way the attack of their monsters is less than your life points. So if you have 200 life points, you can force them to shuffle their entire board, and it gets past every protection effect in the game. We're playing 3 Retrum, 3 Ketradina, and 1 Stelbergia. Retrum says that it basically says your opponent cannot activate card effects or monster effects that have attacks more than your life points. And then you can pay half your life points to make all monsters your opponent controls current attack become equal to your life points. And then if it's destroyed, you can summon a level 6 or lower Dinomorphia. Tetragina has the ability to banish a trap from graveyard to copy the effect. You can make a Dinomorphia trap for paying half. It has 4k attack, but it loses attack equal to your life points. And finally, if it's destroyed, you can push summon a level 4 or lower Dinomorphia. Sithbergia also can summon a level 4 or lower Dinomorphia. But while your life points are 2,000 less, you don't actually have to pay to activate trap cards, which is pretty good, and Dinomorphia monster effects. And then quick effect, it can burn your opponent for equal to the attack of a monster. And if it's destroyed, you can summon a level 4 or lower. As for Exosisters, these are probably more complicated. Playing 1 Magnifica. What Magnifica does is it requires 2 rank 4 Exorcist monsters. And then it can attack twice, and it has a quick 2 effects. It has a quick effect banish, and a ability to tag it, so it can return its one of the materials to extra deck, and then see someone on top of it. We have 2 copies of Michaelis. Michaelis says that once per turn you can add a Exosister spell trap, and by attaching material, and during the turn it's Exceed summoned, you can banish a card on field or graveyard by targeting. Playing 2 copies of Astopia. It cannot be destroyed by the activate effects of a monster special from the graveyard, and you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If it succeeds someone using an Exorcister as material, you can make it so neither player can activate the effects of monsters in graveyard. This card eats Mitsurugi alive. And you can attach material to target a monster your opponent controls and returns it to hand. 2 Caspital, which is it can't be destroyed by battle with a monster special from the extra deck or special from the graveyard. It can attach material to add an Exorcister monster. And if it succeeds someone using an Exorcister monster material, you can activate the effect that neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. Also good against Mitsurugi. We're playing 1 Jabrina. This is how you actually OTK. Can't be destroyed by battle, but oh my god, can't be destroyed by the activate effect of the monster special from the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn, and you can use it to quick effect target negate on the turn it's succeed summoned. And then you can attach one material, and all Exceed monsters you control will gain 800 attack. And I'm going to show you just simply what you're trying to do. Let's assume you open the ideal card combo, which is Dinomorphia Theresia and Martha. Activate your Martha because you control no monsters, and you can summon from your deck your Exosister Ellis. Overlay. Caspital. Caspital effect. Detach your material. Let's get Ellis. Normal summon your Thresia and trigger the effect. And then you can set your Frenzy. Activate your effect of your Ellis summon. Since the Exosisters are generic, you can make the first Michaelis using that. Use your Michaelis effect to have the material and get your Vadas. And make a Magnifico. Set the card in hand, and now you would have 3 cards in hand, Skill Drain, and something like 4 banishes. But yeah, this deck is really fun. I'd suggest it. It's also cheap. I think this entire deck core is about $15, maybe 20. Uh, Also, I do have some more interesting videos coming up if you're like interested in like decks I actually play way more than this. Well, I do have played this deck a lot. This was actually my first ever top was with this deck. But um the actual deck itself is good. I mean, but it's definitely a deck that was way better during when the deck came out with during Syac. We've changed the list a little bit to match with the changing metagame, but not nearly as much as it hasn't been as flexible because it's just a lot of engine. I mean, shuffling cards in the deck is still really strong with Ferret Flames. The traps are, of course, really good. I don't know. The deck is fun, though. At the very minimum, I think it's fun. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day.